Welcome to another amazing video, everybody. As always, it's a blessing to be here. If you guys are new to this channel, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell notification so you can be notified every single time I post information-packed videos, just like the one you're watching right now. By that being said, guys, let's get straight into today's video. We'll be talking about UK Treasury hunt for CBDC's head, also how the BRICs expansion and South Africa's global order shift and what that means for the future. By that being said, guys, let's not waste any more time. Let's just shoot straight into this video. Alright, first thing is we're taking a look at is the first article. UK Treasury is looking for CBDC head as it explores digital pound. The country's government will introduce a consultation on its CBDC in the coming weeks. So mid-February, we should expect at least an update of what the CBDC is looking like for UK and what they will talk about, because they are part of the EU. So will they come up with a whole EU CBDC or a specific country CBDC for each role? Let's get straight into the article. The successful candidate will be responsible for a leadership of HM Treasury's work on a potential digital pound, a UK central bank digital currency, CBDC. Reads the posting. The CBDC chief will lead the Treasury team as it works with the Bank of England on the government's soon-to-be issued consultation on the digital pound. The listing continues, and also this role will fit into the existing payments of fintech team and is a separate from the current head of crypto assets and digital currencies. So this is a separate head, which is the current head of crypto assets and digital currencies. This will be a new head, which will basically be specific for the UK central bank digital currencies. So this one is just crypto assets and digital currencies, but for the CBDC, they're expecting to get a new head. So at the time, the UK is still considering whether or not it should be issued a CBDC, but they will. In November of 2022, Bank of England Deputy Governor John Cunliffe said the collapse of the crypto exchange FTX and its impact on crypto as a whole proved that the need for a digital pound. So what does this mean? People are looking for ways to find security in their cryptocurrencies. And currently there is zero security in cryptocurrencies. It's not backed by the FDIC in the United States. It's not backed by anything. It's just a new type of currency that has came across, and the government are slowly pushing it onto the public. So countries around the world are considering the same, with 2/3 of central banks in a recent official monetary and financial institution forum, OMFIF. Everything is connected to the WEF, World Economic Forum. But what does it say here? With 2/3 of central banks. Okay? 2/3, guys. That's a lot of number. That's 66%. So 2/3 of central banks, 66% of central banks in the world are already active and influencing the space of CBDCs. Surveys saying they would issue a CBDC within the next 10 years, but they'll most likely issue it within the next 3 to 5 years maximum. The Bahamas, Nigeria, Eastern Caribbean, and Jamaica have already issued a CBDC, while China is ahead of most larger nations with its own CBDC trials. I'll make a specific separate video on China and how it's tied to its unveiling of their CBDCs and also unveiling of their competition to stablecoins and CBDC payments. Next, we'll be moving on to the BRICs could decide whether or not to accept new members in 2023. It's very short and concise, so let's just get straight to the point. The group of nations known as the BRICs nation, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are the main groups. Top 5 are comprised of this group. Any other country that gets involved is called the plus. So it's called the BRICs Plus Nation. It is formulating new criteria for joining the bloc and could decide whether or not to admit new members this year. South African Foreign Minister Naledi Pandor said, quote unquote, "Countries are looking for like-minded partners around the world," she said at a news conference on Thursday. Many are determining that the BRICS approach is one they want, technically. And this is how we're moving on. And what did the South Africa has to say about it. South Africa to side with Russia on push for redesigned global order. The new world order is for the World Economic Forum, and again, they're part of it as well. It's all a facade, guys. They're part of it, but they're siding with who? The redesigned global order. They're siding with Russia. Of course, they're going to side with Russia. They're all a team at the end of the day. So South Africa will join Russia in pushing for a redesigned global order in which a greater role is played by non-Western organizations such as the BRICs partnership, South Africa's foreign minister says. So as we know, it's nothing new now. The United States love to involve themselves in every country, everything that's going on across the world, and we see it play in front of our eyes. What other countries are doing and taking measure is they're coming up with their own groups that have nuclear power and saying, hey, we don't stand for this. We can take care of our own people. We don't need you coming into our own countries and trying to dissolve it like your own country. So now this BRICS nation has been born and have been gaining huge momentum and interest from huge countries, specifically the ones that control the oil supply. So the war in Ukraine has revitalized Moscow campaign for new organizations to compete with Western dominated blocs such as the Group of Seven. There is a growing talk that the BRICs could expand within the next year to include possible entrants such as Nigeria, Egypt, Venezuela, huge oil supply, Iran, Argentina, and another huge top-notch oil supply, Saudi Arabia. So considering 3, 4, 5, 6 more within this year, if they accept all 6, the petrodollar will have something to stand against firm, and it will be good for what? Competition, but also news just came in right now that Saudi Arabia Central Bank launches a CBDC experiment. So I just got the news right now, so they basically just launched CBDC experiment. Kind of funny, I'm talking about them, and they just launched the CBDC experiment. Continuing on Monday, as she sat with Mr. Lavrov, she continued to promote the BRICS role, as she should. Quote unquote, she said, BRICS should play a proactive role in emerging processes to ensure it is part of a redesigned global order, Ms. Pander said. In summary, okay guys, in summary, South Africa's Foreign Minister, Naledi Pandor, has announced that her country will join Russia in pushing for a redesigned global order, in which it plays a greater role is played by non-Western organizations such as the BRICS partnership, which includes South Africa, Russia, China, India, and Brazil, which are, again, I told you guys, the top tier 5, comprised of these 5 names, and the plus continues on. But the war in Ukraine has revitalized Moscow's campaign for new organizations to compete with Western-dominated groups such as the Group of the Seven, and there is growing talks that the BRICS could expand within new other countries. With that being said, guys, I hope you understand what's going on in this world. The CBDC expansion is real. The BRICS expansion is real. The BRICS adding new countries into their nation is real. And the CBDC and also South Africa supporting Russia is real. So pay attention to what's going on around us, guys. Subscribe to this channel, as this channel is highly suppressed. I believe we're suppressed because of the news that we all release, guys, and we interact with it. By that being said, if you have any questions or comments, comment them below. Subscribe to this channel again, and share this video with anybody that's interested in finding out where the world of finance is headed into. Again, guys, my name is Crypto You Always Y'all Exchange. I appreciate you for tuning into this video. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, God bless. Peace out.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that did deserve it. Me be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you talking and where you walking, or you and your homies might get lined and chalk. I really hate to trip, but I gotta low as they croak.